Hello there, my name is Martin Henley. I'd like to welcome you to this super short video updated for 2020, which is about how to create a killer LinkedIn profile. Now, you've probably found your way to this video because you are interested at least in LinkedIn marketing, and my advice is that you get excited. LinkedIn, we think, is a ridiculous and preposterously good thing, and if you're not working it properly in your business already, you need to start thinking about making that happen. You are already behind the 600,000 people who have seen the original video. This new video has everything you need to catch up. The original How to Create a Killer LinkedIn Profile video that we produced in 2014 has now had almost 600,000 views and is still the second most popular video about LinkedIn on YouTube that hasn't been produced by LinkedIn. The feedback that we've had has been really positive, well, mostly. So why have we decided to update this video? We have updated this video because LinkedIn has changed and I've changed, and I missed out some important stuff the first time around that you need to know about. So LinkedIn was acquired by Microsoft for $26 billion in 2016. There was a design refresh in 2017 and they are now claiming more than 660 million members. That's coming up for 10% of the world's population. Me, I've grown a beard and I've become more focused on producing marketing content. There is now an effective marketing LinkedIn marketing course that you can check out here, which will walk you through the whole process of how you effectively implement LinkedIn marketing for yourself. If you are looking to generate B2B sales leads, you can check that out here. We are also producing an extensive and exhaustive marketing jargon busting series of videos that cuts through the marketing BS to support businesses like yours to be more successful. You can check that out here on YouTube for free. So for all of these reasons, we felt like it was time for a refresh on this topic. Also, it probably wouldn't hurt for some new content to rank a little bit better on YouTube and help us to get this message to more people. Please do not hesitate to like, share and subscribe to our channel. There really is a raft of useful content on its way if you are looking to drive your business forward through effective marketing. So the first point I want to make is that your LinkedIn profile will serve two purposes throughout your career. The first, of course, is that LinkedIn is an incredible recruitment tool. So if you are looking for a new job with a new employer, then you should definitely be using LinkedIn to achieve that. But our hope for you is that you won't spend more than 5 or 10% of your career looking for a new job, and the lion's share of your career should be about using LinkedIn to make the most of the job that you are in, especially if you are in sales or marketing. That's where LinkedIn is most exciting. Using LinkedIn as a marketing tool to market yourself and the products and services that you provide to prospective customers. And so that's what we are talking about today. Unashamedly, using LinkedIn as a marketing tool to generate new leads and sales and contribute to the success of your business. So when you come to put together your killer LinkedIn profile, there are essentially 6 components that you need to be thinking about. The first is what LinkedIn call your professional headline. So whereas at the top of your profile right now, you will most likely have your job title or your job description, what you should be doing is delivering some value with that headline, and we're going to show you how to do that. The second element is your picture. Too many people have appalling profile photos and don't seem to know what is appropriate. So stick with us and we will let you know exactly. Then we're going to look at your contact details. If you want your profile to convert, you need to let people know you want them to get in touch with you and how they can do that. Our recommendation is that you give them your mobile telephone number and your shortest email address. But there is also some SEO benefit to be had here, so we're going to share that with you as well. The fourth element is your summary, which we're going to talk about very briefly. I'm sure you know what you should be saying in your summary, and we're going to show you how to make sure that delivers some really good value. The fifth element is your skills and endorsement. It's really important that you give people the opportunity to endorse you for the things that you actually want to be endorsed and found for. And the sixth element, the last thing we're going to talk about very briefly, is your interests. So the first thing you need to address is your professional headline. Your professional headline appears in lots and lots of places. It appears at the top of your profile and it appears on the search results page. So when people are looking for someone like you, the first thing they will see, maybe the only thing they will see, is your professional headline and a tiny photo. Your professional headline appears on every message you send, on every invitation that you send, and it appears on the people you might know listing. So your professional headline is the most pronounced, the most visible part of your profile, and there is an opportunity here to be achieving 4 really quite valuable things. Your professional headline should be establishing your level. It should identify with the people that you want to be selling to, it should be communicating what it is that you do, and it should convey the value that you deliver, the benefit customers get from working with you. And you have to achieve all of that in 120 characters, around 17 words or 3 lines, which I know sounds challenging, but stick with me, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. The first thing you should be achieving in your professional headline is to establish your level. So if you are an expert at what it is that you do, then you should be telling people that. Should you be shy about telling people you're an expert? I don't think you should, but if you are, you could also say that you are experienced or committed or a specialist. This is the question that's important. When you have a problem, when you're looking to get something fixed, who do you go looking for? Do you go looking for a salesperson or an expert? The answer, of course, is that you go looking for an expert. Now, to qualify as an expert, by Malcolm Gladwell's reckoning in his brilliant book Outliers, you need to have completed 10,000 hours at whatever it is that you do. So if you've done what you do professionally for 8 years, me and Malcolm think you are perfectly justified in describing yourself as an expert. You may prefer to describe yourself as a virtuoso or a maestro at whatever it is that you do. Whatever you decide, don't be shy about letting people know the level you have achieved and make no bones about communicating the level you are at. The second thing you want to communicate is identification with the people that you want to be working with. So if you target, for example, project managers or marketing managers or technical directors or chief financial officers or chief technical officers, let them know in your professional headline, I am expert at working with you. I want to be doing business with marketing managers and business owners, so my professional headline starts, expert at providing marketing managers and business owners with. So hopefully that's making sense to you. Be sure to let people know that you specialize in working with them from the very first time they see your professional headline. The third thing you want to establish is what it is that you do. Now, prospective customers really don't care very much about what you do. They care much more about the problem you solve and the value that you deliver. So you can be a little bit creative about describing what it is that you actually do. My professional headline is about educating and motivating marketing managers and business owners. What I'm alluding to, of course, is the marketing training that I do, which is, of course, educational and motivational. The fourth and final thing you want to allude to is the benefit that your customers take away from the products and services that you provide. Here you need to think in terms of features and benefits, and what you need to drive here is the benefits, the takeaways, what they achieve, what they are left with when they work with you. The way I like to think about this is if you buy a drill, for example, it doesn't matter that it's red, it doesn't matter how sharp the bit is, it doesn't matter the power output, because you are not actually buying those things. What you are buying is the possibility or the capability to make holes. So when I buy accountancy, for example, the takeaway is tax mitigation or reduced tax liabilities. If I buy a lawyer, what I'm buying is time out of jail if my accountant messes up. The second consideration here is how your prospective customers are motivated. At a basic level, people are motivated in one of 2 ways. Either they are positively motivated or they are negatively motivated. So, for example, if like me, you're selling to marketing people, salespeople and business owners looking to grow their businesses, then you can assume that those people are likely to be positively motivated. They are looking for more more time, more leads, more sales, more money, more profitability, more kudos, more respect, and more freedom to enjoy all of those things. These are positively motivated people. However, if you are selling security or IT or accounting, then you can expect your prospective customers to be more negatively motivated. They are looking for less. They are looking to save themselves time and risk and money and hassle. So when you think about your benefits, think about what it is that you're delivering, who you're delivering it to, and how those people are likely to be motivated. And that will help you to realize the benefits that they are looking for. So in your professional headline, you want to be achieving these 4 things. You want to establish your level, whether you decide you're an expert or a specialist or determined or dedicated, whatever level you decide you are at, make sure you let your profile viewers know. You want to be identifying with the people that you want to be selling to, whether they are sales managers, business owners, accountants, project managers, engineers. Let them know that you do business with them. The third thing is to communicate what it is that you are going to be doing for them. The last and most important thing is to deliver the benefit tailored to their motivation, what it is that they will take away from working with you. You only have 120 characters, which is around 17 or 18 words, but you will see from my professional headline that this is perfectly achievable. My professional headline reads, "Expert at educating and motivating business owners and managers to improve sales and profits through digital marketing." That's 17 words, 119 characters with spaces. How did I do? You can let me know in the comments. Now, in old-fashioned parlance, this is what they would have called a USP, a unique selling point, or your elevator pitch. It's what we call a value proposition. Once you have done this work, you will have a statement that you can deliver in less than 6 seconds that communicates your level, who you work with, what you do for them, and the benefit that they are going to take away from working with you. That will give you a killer professional headline for your LinkedIn profile, but you could also use it at dinner parties, networking events, in presentations, and if you happen to find yourself in an elevator with a billionaire investor. You are very welcome. Which brings us to your profile photo, which is important and powerful for 2 reasons. Firstly, because pictures are powerful. People look at your photo and they make a judgment. And secondly, because it features everywhere. It's right there at the top of your profile. It appears on the search results pages, on every message and every invitation that you send, and it also features on the people you may know listing. The first thing to consider is that your photo on LinkedIn is never very big, and in most of these places it is really quite small. So you need to make sure that the photo works in these different sizes. My recommendation is that you use a headshot. Full body shots simply don't work when they are reduced in size, and even a bust or torso shot will often struggle to have an impact. The real key to your photo is to make sure that you look like you do in the real world, and ideally the way you look in a professional context. If this all goes well, you will meet prospective customers whose first impression of you will have been this photo. And when you meet them, you don't want to give them a shock or cause for suspicion. You know how you feel when you turn up for a Tinder date and they don't look anything like they did on their profile, and you can't think about anything other than that for the whole date. The whole relationship, it's a similar thing here. Your picture should be a representation of you in your role. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and your profile picture is telling a story. If you have read Blink by Malcolm Gladwell, you will know that people make a judgment of you in a second. And the judgment here is, does this look like someone that I want to do business with? If the answer is no, they will be gone. So here are some examples of good and bad pictures. This is Bill Gates' profile photo. Would you say that this is what Bill Gates looks like in his professional life? I'm not so sure, except that Bill Gates is retired and only talks about his philanthropic activities on his profile. So maybe this is an appropriate picture in that context. Maybe if he was still CEO of Microsoft, he would have a different shot. Personally, I don't think it's a great picture. Maybe that's what he thinks a philanthropist looks like. Similarly, this is Richard Branson's profile picture, and this also isn't a great picture. No eye contact, no smile. If I was a billionaire, I'd spend £25 and get someone to take a decent photo of me, and that is my recommendation for you. If you get this right, literally thousands of your ideal customers will be seeing this photo. So invest a little bit of time and money to make sure it's the best photo possible. What is usually not good is the picture that you may have lying around that you think is the only picture of you that is any good. Someone may have caught you half pouting and you think, yeah, I look great in that photo like a model. That picture probably isn't appropriate for your LinkedIn profile. So here are some things to avoid. A picture of you and your kids, or any kids, unless you are a childminder, is probably not appropriate. A picture of you with your pets, unless you are a pet sitter or animal trainer, probably not appropriate. No picture, definitely not appropriate. Make sure your photo is relevant to you in your business. If you're a builder, you certainly don't need a photo of you in a tuxedo, for example. In fact, the only reason you should appear in a tuxedo is if you are a maitre d' or a master of ceremonies. If you are a yoga instructor, then you in your yoga kit and yoga pose would be appropriate. Just remember to make strong eye contact. If you're a deal maker and you spend your time with deal makers, then you probably need to look corporate. If you are a designer, a photographer, or a filmmaker, then you need to look creative. The question to ask yourself is, if the people who visit your profile were to meet you in your day-to-day professional life, would they recognize you from this picture? What works best is a headshot where you are looking straight at the camera with strong eye contact and a genuine smile. Everything on your profile should be communicating, this is exactly what I am and what I do. Make sure you aren't creating confusion by trying to look better or cooler than you actually are. Here are some examples of great profile photos. So take the time to find yourself a photographer and get them to take a good photo of you. And remember, this is for your LinkedIn profile and not Tinder. The third LinkedIn profile component that you need to think about is your contact details. If you want your profile to be converting, you need to let people know that you want them to get in touch with you, and you need to show them exactly how to get in touch with you. My recommendation, and I do this and I've not had any adverse effects, I've certainly not had lots of spammy phone calls or emails, is to provide your mobile telephone number and your shortest email address. You could also put in your physical address here, but my reckoning is that nobody's going to sit down and write you a letter because they've been so impressed with your LinkedIn profile. There is also the opportunity to list 3 websites, and there is an SEO benefit to be gained here if you attach your keywords, those search phrases that you are looking to optimize your website for. So for example, my profile is optimized for LinkedIn marketing training, marketing services, and marketing blog. When you come to this section, it will offer you personal, company, blog, RSS feed, portfolio, or other options. If you select other, it will give you the opportunity to attach your keywords to the link, which then appear in your contact details as anchor text. You don't need to have 3 websites. You can simply direct 3 links to 3 different pages on your website, and those pages will then be associated with those keywords by the search engines. As long as your profile is published and open, it will get indexed by the search engines, and when the search engines associate those keywords to your site, it will deliver an SEO benefit and contribute to increasing your rankings. If you only have access to your own profile, this will give you 3 keyword-rich links from an authority site, LinkedIn. If you convince your colleagues or team to also do this, then the SEO benefit is increased by 3 for every person who completes this 5-minute task. The other benefit is that when a human being is reading your profile, they'll have a sense of what those web pages are about and are more likely to click using those links if the topics are relevant to them. Component number 4 is your summary. In your summary, you get 2,000 characters essentially to support the promises that you've made in your professional headline. If you are already delivering the value that you claim to be, this is an opportunity to put some case study and testimonial here and talk about the different sorts of businesses that you've worked with, the different levels of decision makers that you work with, the benefits that they've taken away from working with you, and maybe some of the process to demonstrate how you deliver value. Make sure that you include a call to action. There is a brilliant book by Krug called Don't Make Me Think, which is essentially about web usability. What he tells us is that it's not the case that people don't have the time to dig out your contact details. It's not that they don't have the time to click through to your website to find your contact details. It is just that they won't. Because if you don't tell them to contact you explicitly, they won't be thinking about doing that because they aren't really thinking about anything. Unless you tell people exactly what it is that you want them to do, they will not do it because it will not even occur to them to do it. So in my summary, what it says is, if these things are of interest to you, if you feel like we could be benefiting you, then you are absolutely right and I would love for you to call me. And I give them my mobile telephone number and my shortest email address. So if you want people to be doing something specific online, you need to be telling them exactly what to do because they're not sharp enough in that instance to be thinking of that for themselves. So element number, where are we? Element number 5. Element number 5 is your skills and endorsements and recommendations. The trouble with recommendations is that there was a huge recommendation trade going on at one time, and that has diluted their believability and their usefulness. At one time, people were constantly messaging each other saying, will you recommend me if I recommend you? Except, of course, if I don't have experience of the work that you provide, then I'm not really qualified to recommend you at all. Recommendations are useful if people provide you with strong, believable recommendations that will really support your profile. But you do need to be a little bit careful about having your most important customers talking about the most important work that you've done for them. That will make it very easy for your competitors to reach out to them. I think skills and endorsements works better as a social proof that communicates what you do and, more importantly, how good you are at what you do. What you need to do here is enter up to 50 skills or endorsements that you want to be found and endorsed for. My recommendation is that you do some keyword research. We show you how to do that in episode number 8 in our What the series. You'll find that here. You need to look at the kind of language people are using with Google Keyword Planner, for example, when they search for the things that you offer. Then you just need to load your skills and endorsements section with these search phrases. Now, this comes back to the point I was making earlier, which is that your profile should be about marketing yourself and the products and services that you provide to customers and not to prospective employers. If you are a salesperson, for example, then you will have skills around negotiation and objection handling and closing, which are all great skills for a salesperson to have. But categorically, you wouldn't want to market yourself to a prospective customer with those particular skills as a killer salesperson. Your skills and endorsements need to be focused around the products and services that you provide to prospective customers, if it's going to be effective when you reach out to these people. So what happens if you don't load these 50 keywords? Well, LinkedIn will do that for you. And obviously, at least I would hope, you are much better qualified to know what it is that you want to be marketing yourself for than LinkedIn. We had a French speaker on one of our courses, an actual French person, who was incredibly offended that LinkedIn thought it was appropriate that they put French speaker amongst their skills and endorsements. So make sure you do this work. It won't take you more than half an hour, and what you are essentially doing is letting LinkedIn know what you want to be found for. This has benefited us especially because people are occasionally a little bit challenged with what we actually do. We are a whole of marketing company and we really want to get involved at the marketing strategy level. But actually what we have to do is market ourselves for the tactics because people are much more interested to get things done. What you'll see if you look at my endorsements, for example, is that I've had over 100 people endorse me for marketing, marketing strategy, social media, and digital marketing. This gives people a better sense that whilst we are a whole of marketing company, we are also skilled when it comes to the tactics. Whether that's telemarketing or email marketing or SEO or social media or LinkedIn, whatever those tactics might be. This is a really nice way of communicating what we actually do and what we are good at. Skills and endorsements forms a really nice social proof alongside some strong and believable recommendations. So invest, go and do your keyword research, and once you've done that, you want to be littering your whole profile with these keywords because you really want your profile to be found for the things that you do as well as who you are. The last element I'm going to talk to you about in this video is your interests. So if you look at my profile, you'll see that my interests are listed as marketing and social media and all of these marketing type things. Now I accept that, heaven forbid I were ever to go for a job interview, I wouldn't list those things as my interests. I'd be talking about going to the cinema and reading, traveling, photography, playing tennis and chess, and all of the things that make me seem like a normal human being that people might enjoy working with. But your interests on LinkedIn are really just another opportunity to load your profile with the keywords that you want to be found for. So there's a chance when people in my network are looking for the things I do that I'll appear at the top of that list. I'll have a professional headline and photo that will compel them to click from the search page to my profile. A killer profile that will compel them to engage with me, shows them how to engage with me, and I'll be the one to get that call. I hope this has been useful. I know it will be if you manage to get this work done. You really need to get excited about LinkedIn marketing because it's phenomenal. It's achieving really good, really meaningful results for us in our business and for those businesses that we're working with on LinkedIn. If you took value from this video, then I'm sure your friends will also take value from it. So please feel free to share it with them. We'd love for as many people as possible to benefit from this content. So if you've enjoyed this, share it and come back because we'll have something new for you again very soon. If you are serious about driving your business forward through LinkedIn, please take a second to check out the course. You will find that here. That will walk you through the whole process and demonstrate how with just 15 minutes investment a day, you could be building a seriously valuable network that will deliver the leads you need right now and benefit you throughout your career. If you are serious about being more effective in your marketing, please check out our What the Marketing Jargon Busting series, where we are cutting through the BS to empower businesses like yours to be more successful. That's also here. Thanks for taking the time to check this out. Please take a second to like, share, subscribe and comment. That would help us enormously.